So thank y'all for being in here. Thank you for stopping your scrolling for your girl. This is Real Quick with Danielle Young. That's me, your content queen, Blue Ivy's best friend, and the queen of commentary, and your favorite girl at home. This episode is a late night one, and I'm so glad to be able to do this because we've been going through a lot of things, and it's just been tough to process this, to watch a lot on social media, to watch it on the news, to be in it. It's a lot, and I'm just glad to be able to offer this space as a space for us to process and share our experiences. And that's what our guest here today, Amber P. Riley, is here to do, because she is our favorite girl with the vocal cords. Like, listen, she is somebody that I don't think her talent is appreciated and celebrated as much as I feel like it should be. She's a singer and actress, just a talented artist all around, vessel of God's glory and his blessings. And I'm so glad that she wants to be up in here. And it's been a long week for her, and will continue to be, because she's out here fighting the good fight. So let me not waste any more time.
I love you.
Oh, I love you, Amber P. Riley. What's going on?
Nothing much, girl. Just today was a day of rest. I was about to be out here in these streets.
I know. I was like, listen, you just let me know when you're ready to come on. We'll be ready to have you.
Yeah.
Because I know you're just out here using your voice, using your platform.
Yeah.
And just trying to fight the power, because everything sucks.
No, everything sucks. That should be the name of your next show. Everything sucks. Because it does.
Everything sucks, and I'm a little tired.
And I'm a lot of tired.
A lot of tired. Well, I know the question that everybody keeps asking is, how are you? But
whew. I mean, it's been a roller coaster. I became really great friends with Kendrick Sampson.
Yes, we love Kendrick.
We love Kendrick, who is an activist first and an actor second.
And fine first, and also fine third.
Okay,
but
fine first and third. My goddaughter is over here, 21, being fast like y'all.
Listen,
get out.
She understands it's universal.
He too grown.
And he's just fighting the power. We love it. We love to see it.
I became friends with him, and he kind of just watching him, not even him pushing or being pushy, but his walk and his conviction. And our debates and arguments and conversations, he completely radicalized me. And people say radical, when they use radical, it's always such a negative connotation to it.
Yeah.
But for me, radicalizing meant waking up fully. And at the end of last year, I remember talking to you, and I remember we were having that conversation about how I was having heart palpitations, and all these things were happening to me. And I talk a lot about mental health, being a person that deals with general anxiety disorder and depression.
Right.
And I at first I was saying, I had a mental breakdown at the end of last year, but what I really had was a spiritual awakening, because I'm getting to know myself at 34 years old. Yes, I just
girl.
Age. I'm getting to know myself at 34 years old.
Cute concept, but it's kind of hard.
It is.
Like, I love the intention of it, but wow,
it's hard at 34 years old. Like, you're starting to. This is the time where everybody thought they'd be married with kids already, and And I feel like I am raising the little girl that was neglected when she was younger, and I'm learning what I'm passionate about, and I'm learning what I love. And activism is one of those things that I have found. And throughout the years, I've kind of touched on it, but I put my toe in, but I didn't fully commit, because I had a fear of other people's opinion. I had a fear of losing my job, not having a job, what I'm saying? Or losing friends. And this pandemic, because we've had to deal with less, and because we've had to deal with less than what we have had, and because the industry has stopped, I thought I didn't give a fuck before, but I really don't give a fuck.
at this point, your guns are blazing.
Like, I really don't. I never thought that my voice would matter. I never did. Not in this
capacity. I can feel that. And there's so many people watching that are probably feeling the same way. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, what is it? Why should I? Mm-hmm. I don't have as many followers. Why would I even? But what do you attribute to making you feel like, okay, I actually can make something happen here?
I stopped making it about myself.
Oh, about me. Right.
It really isn't. It's not about any of us. It's about all of us. And I think if we all can kind of get that in our heads, it's not about just me. It's about all of us.
Right.
And when I'm seeing homeless people on the street, I've always, even when I was a kid, my mom would say, like, you would just walk them and start just talking to homeless people or just give them food, like as a kid. And I've always had a heart for the homeless. So when I see the homeless, it breaks my heart, and I want to do something, but I don't know what to do.
Right.
When I'm seeing Black bodies, being laid out as if they're just dummies, like they had no lives, like they had no families, like they had no humanity at all. Seeing that affected me greatly, and I'll never forget the moment that I understood that racism was real, and police really do not give a fuck. And when I say that, because people always say, well, there's good police. When I say that, I need people to understand that we're talking about the system of policing,
right?
How it was built. That's what we're talking about. The system of police, how it was built. Y'all can keep posting your pictures of people praying for police.
You can kneel with the police officers.
You can kneel with the police officers. You can hug the police officers. That is all cute, and I know it makes y'all feel warm and fuzzy. But if they get the order to shoot,
which is the order, we saw it on Twitter from the president.
If they get the order to shoot, they will placate you. But when it comes time to it, they're the ones that want the war. We don't want war. We want peace. We haven't had peace. We haven't had peace since 1619. We motherfucking tired.
But can you really imagine if Black people were to treat you the way we were treated? Would it like change your mind about why we're upset? Like, how do you understand? How do you not understand?
I was on
when we know it was real, when we know that it is real, and that it still has roots that show itself. Like, even though we've had a Black president, even though we have people who've been able to be billionaires and who've been able to crack the ceiling, we still are living in a space where racism knows no bounds.
We have to fight. We have to fight every day.
Every day.
And me being an idealistic person, and me having a heart, me being, me growing up in Christianity. I love the Lord. I love the you know where I'm going, sis. You already know where this is going. I love the Lord.
Love you.
I do pray. I'm in a space where I'm like, the box of Christianity is closing me in, and the reactions that I'm seeing from church, like, I've been calling them out, because that's where honestly where people used to go to for things like this, for the Black community, for us to move and mobilize and plan. But even in that, I have a bleeding heart, and I do want peace, but I'm learning that it is okay to be mad and infuriated.
Right.
And my whole entire life, I continue to suppress all of my feelings and emotions, because as Black women, Black people, we always, are told, like, don't you cry, don't you do this. And that's just
be too much now.
And that's because
be too much of yourself.
And that's a generational thing. You know, back in slavery, they didn't want you crying in front of the master. They didn't want you, you know what I'm saying? And so we're taught to be strong and not show emotion.
I can see you.
You see me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can see you. It was a little in and out. You're a little blurry, but I can see
okay. No, I was saying that what I was saying was it's interesting that in my mental health journey, I'm also learning in this that it's okay for me to have a righteous indignation. It's okay for me to be pissed off, and it's okay for me to be upset. We're supposed to be angry, but sin not. So the sin not for me is like, I'm not burning anything down, guys. I'm not busting in windows.
Right.
But
we're seeing that. We're seeing that, and we're learning that a lot of these, because of the internet, because of social media, we're learning that a lot of these people are not Black, mostly white, destroying property, setting things on fire. Like, cars are being turned over and set on fire. To me, even when I first saw that back in the days of Ferguson and everything, I was even thinking to myself, like, this, like, people in the hood are mad, but, like, are they able to, like, burn cars and flip them over strategically so that they don't explode? Because I mean, like, the normal everyday, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but now that we're seeing a lot of these people out here in these streets just destroying property the way that they are against what Black Lives Matter protesters are doing, it makes you think, like, what is going on? Even with the bricks, have you been seeing across social media also, and you've been out there, like, the brick placement by cops, and just, like, the convenience of weapons being placed in places. So I'm just wondering, like,
I just got a message from someone saying, you know, we had our security go out and we had them go around just to check where we're going to be protesting. There are literally hats that had guns in them. There are bricks being hidden in certain places. It's not even a conspiracy. It is what's actually happening. They
like
wanted
conspiracy theorists would be like, yo, they had bricks.
No, it is actually happening. There are. I've seen the I've seen the cops in the crowd. They try to talk to you. We're specifically instructed when we go out to protest. This is not the time to make friends. Don't exchange information with people. Don't talk to people. Don't talk to people about what you're doing, who you are. Tell you what. Don't. You come with your people, and you're here to protest. You're here to protest. And there were people that literally I said to Chica when we were together, I said, Chica, let's go over there so we can see what's happening over there. And then the guy said, oh, something's happening over there. And I went,
what?
And he just kept, like, hovering around where myself was, where Chica was, like Zendaya was over there, and, like, Kaylani. And it was like he was trying to figure out, like, okay, I recognize these people. What are they doing? Where are they going? Are they? We know, sir. I know what cop boots look like. And you got them ugly ass gas station glasses.
and Not the gas station. Well, we know the glasses. That is just insane to me, though. I'm just trying to understand. Well, I don't need to understand why. We know why,
right?
But are you serious, man? So what are people supposed to do? What are people who are a part of these protests and trying to affect change, but we keep getting faced with these weird oppositions, namely from the government? What are we supposed to do?
Listen, number one, joining local organizations really help. That's number one, because they help you organize, they help you stay on message, they give you information. I have my marching orders. I work with Black Lives Matter, and I'm also working with, I'm not doing things in the name of Black Lives Matter. I'm not a part of their organization. These are my own opinions. So I want to be very clear on that. But I do have the goal of what we're trying to do here in California. And working with Black Lives Matter and BldPwr, that's where I'm getting my information and my directions from, and that is who I am choosing to protest with. I haven't joined an organization yet because I want to make sure I am clear about where I want to be in the spectrum of activism, and where I am the most effective on that spectrum. And I am an artist, and I do have a platform, so I want to be 100% clear. And my clarity is defund the police, prosecute killer cops, get our commissioner here in California to resign or get Eric Garcetti to fire him, and to get our DA Lacey up out of here. And those are our goals. So anything that I'm doing to bring down defunding the police, number one, because defunding the police is really de-weaponizing them. Because the more money
we have seen some of these budgets that they've allocated for different police departments around the country. Astronomical budgets. I think the one that I saw for LA was like 3.5, 3 point something million.
No. $6 billion. LA's budget for the LAPD takes up 54% of the Los Angeles budget.
Are we getting with that chunk
and
of
what
money?
they use the money for?
The helmets. Oh, we frozen?
Wait, I think I lost.
Oh yeah, you're kind of delayed a little, like you're slow motioning. Oh no. You need to blow on your Wi-Fi, Amber. There we go.
Speaking of conspiracy theories, I feel like,
what are they talking about? Shut it down.
Because my Instagram, when we were protesting, and I was what is it called? On live, my live kept going down. Like,
yeah, Instagram's already janky. Let's be real.
It is.
They be like, cut it off.
Yeah, but what I was saying about the budget.
6 million?
6 billion.
Billion. Where we even get that kind of, we ain't even got LAPD money.
And the reason because the reason that it's harmful is because they are using the funds to pad the pockets, and they are also using the funds to weaponize more.
Right. To have all these astronomical tanks just domestically, just chilling. Because, like, when I was covering Ferguson a couple years back, like, I was talking to some people from there, and one of the guys was like, I just happened to explain to my daughter what these tanks are, what these police, why they look like this, just trying to go to the store, and you're seeing that. It's traumatic. And I was like, also the idea of where y'all even getting that, what we doing with just tanks in America ready to use? The devil's busy, but you look clear and you look good.
Ain't nothing wrong with my Wi-Fi. I got full bars, okay?
Listen, I'm sitting on top of my router. Like, I'm on it. They trying us. They trying us. You're not gonna silence us, guys.
Nope.
Listen, I can't even I can't wrap my head around that. It's an incredible amount of money. to put into stuff just to have tanks on the ready.
Yeah.
For our protest specifically. Because the last time I checked, when hockey games go crazy or teams don't win, I've seen a lot of stuff burning. I've seen a lot of craziness. And it's it's cute, isn't it? So fun.
You lose a football game,
about a life.
You burn up
lives.
You burn up
lives,
buses. Lives lost over games. So
I'm just
anybody that is
what's the difference?
So anybody that is confused about why people want to defund the police is because it's not working. It's not working. Our numbers are constantly rising. Actually, when they fought after, I believe, Ferguson, for cops to have body cams,
right?
And you know, they got the body cams. It became a mandated thing. All cops have body cams. Do you know that violence toward Black people got worse?
You would think.
You would think it would be the opposite.
Now that we really can see us.
All it did was help us see even more in traumatic videos.
And that's
online.
how ingrained it is. Because there's no... Derek Chauvin has 18 priors, 18 other miserable failed chances at his job to perform like a decent human. Some of them people died. Like one of them, like the PD sprayed a Native American, and he was one of them. Hit that man, I don't know how many, an astronomical amount of times. 18 different chances, and only 2 of those chances were chastised. In what way, I don't know, but he still has his job, or had his job,
right,
up until George Floyd. But you're just trying to figure out, how are people still able to do this? How was he able to sit there with his hands in his pockets? And it's because this is okay, being filmed or not. Like, he really, the whole demeanor of it all really let us know it is okay to do this.
Mm-hmm.
That's the craziest part of it for me.
And it's all, honestly, it's all about imagining a world without it and figuring it out. President Obama spoke today. We listened to Eric Holder.
Yeah.
My personal hero, and my mentor, Brittany, who facilitated it, and they were talking to the Councilman Cunningham's. Brittany and him have the same last name. I thought that was funny. Councilman Cunningham said we have to first imagine a world without, police, and work backwards from there. And that turns into community. And honestly, we're not even that far off from that type of world, because if you go into the rich white neighborhoods,
right,
they're not being policed.
Oh, because the amount of, I need to speak to your man. Well, at that point, I need to speak to your senator, your congressman. Please.
We're not far.
My
we're
son
not
has
far
been
away.
brutalized.
And when you talk, and you know what? When you talk about it, I see the comments of people saying, "Well, what are you gonna do?" And da 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 da. I see all of that. I understand that, but that comes from a place of fear, because we have been under this structure for such a long time that it is really hard for us to imagine. It's super hard for us to imagine a world without it. Right. But if you really think about it, we're not safe with it. Black and brown people aren't. I got held up with a gun in my temple for the first time at 17 years old, because my brother had tinted windows in the back window.
Jesus Christ, right.
Before we got on the freeway, whoop, whoop, whoop. And my brother's like freaking out, tinted out. He telling me don't move. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, I'm 17. I'm just like, the world's my oyster.
Right.
Like, idealistic about life, and
I'm gonna live forever.
grew up in both sides, grew up in the hood, grew up in the Orange County area, so I've seen both worlds, went to a white school, experienced a lot of racism there, but didn't realize that it was in our legislation and constitution, and didn't understand systematic oppression and rape, didn't understand microaggressions.
I didn't know real chance.
I didn't understand. So I'm in the car, we get stopped because he has tinted windows. So I remember him saying, you need to roll the windows down. And I was like, but I'm cold, so I refused to roll the windows down. But
he out here being privileged.
We knew that he knew we were probably going to get stopped. And that's why he wanted me to roll the windows down, because he didn't want them to be able to see the tinted window. And when we got stopped, he's like, be still, don't whatever. And, we had that conversation with our parents about the police, but it didn't really register to me in that way. And as soon as they came up, they came to the car. 2 officers came on both sides of the car, a male, female. And he said, I need your license and registration. He leans over to the glove compartment to get his license and registration. They both pull their gun out.
Oh, come on.
As soon as he leaned over to get the license and registration, he pulled the gun out on my brother. Then and said, let her do it. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why is this man yelling at us?
And you have no idea, because it goes from this to this.
Yelling and screaming at me. And when I go to move, she puts the gun to my temple. I had a gun at my temple at 17 years old for no fucking reason. I'm shaking, opening the glove compartment, getting the registration out. I said, well, where's your license? And he said, it's in my jacket pocket in the back. He put his jacket in the back and his wallet was in it. And he goes, sir, can I grab it? Let her do it. Let her do it. And I'm just so scared. So I slowly start to do it. I'm starting to get the wallet. And he goes, hurry up.
It ain't gotta be all of that, sir.
I'm shaking. I've never been that scared since.
Right.
I have never been that scared.
Like, sir.
I've never been that scared since. And he gets the license, gets registration, cites him for the tinted windows, and I literally peed on myself. I pissed myself at 17 years old.
Girl.
And we drove in silence the rest of the drive home. In complete silence, because I'm sure him as a man and my god brother, someone that is one of my protectors,
he couldn't do anything.
Less than in that moment, because he could not protect me from that.
Right.
So he's silent, and I feel like they just attacked my brother, and he is not a fucking criminal. So I'm silent. And people want to know and understand, most Black people have horrible stories of running into police. Black, brown, white, whatever. They are blue.
Right.
They are working in a system that is working for them. It was built this way.
And at this point, you can't really change that without uprooting the entirety of it all. Like, what else are we supposed to do? What else are we supposed to be asking for?
And I have family members that are in law enforcement. I have a family member that's in law enforcement. I won't say her name because I know that she has a case going out, but she was a fucking captain. And her subordinates were white men disrespecting her. And she has PTSD. So I understand that people can be good people that happen to be cops, but the system is corrupt and you're working within it.
Yeah, like, where else are you able to get away with that? Being nasty to someone who is your boss. Like, where else? I've had a lot of bosses that I did not like, but I have never been able to just be like straight up disrespectful to you, to to the point where you're just like,
well, you can do it in Hollywood.
Listen, I hate it here.
I hate it here so much. I want to go back to Mars. I know I'm from Mars.
I just know this isn't home. I've always known it.
I'm an alien and I'm not supposed to be here.
Listen, the stress, America, the world, all of it. Like to see the entire world join in.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel, I don't know, it makes you, it's so nice, especially because there's so much that happens in the world over that we don't even put our hat in the ring for.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like, wow, America, y'all. Whoa.
Okay.
It's crazy over there.
A lot of other countries are now chanting Black Lives Matter in their country. And that is crazy to me. When saying Black Lives Matter was a form of protest and a scary thing for people to say years ago. And now people all over the world are saying it.
Literally all over the world.
Literally all over the world. And we had every single city in America marching. Every single city. Every single state. I'm sorry, every single state, not city. Every single state.
Yeah, the whole map.
Our whole map had protests yesterday. People are tired. People are finally understanding, and as awful as this pandemic has been, and people have lost their lives and lost loved ones, and it's
very afraid of the Rona.
It's been horrible. It's been horrible. But people have had time to sit and think, and actually have to sit and engage and look and see. People have had to do that. They've been forced to. And that's why I said God got his hand in it somehow.
Because we are literally in a pandemic on top of the pandemic of racism, and just all together. Like you said, people are having to sit up in it. And I'm looking at the time because we got about 15 minutes. I have so many things that I want to hit, and I know our question box is full. But you know, Amber, our girl, your coworker, you were on this show called Glee.
Yes, I was.
And it wasn't so gleeful, evidently. No, your girl Leah, her name has been in the headlines, and she has been canceled. And racism has been floating around. Amber, look at me. Connect to my eyeballs. What is going on? What can you actually address?
I'm frozen.
You ain't froze. Amber, you're blinking. What can you actually? Because I don't want to bombard you with that. I wouldn't want you to drag this girl more than she's already been dragged, and I don't think that is your nature. But
it really isn't.
What's going on here?
I don't know the best way to address this. Okay.
Everybody's screaming about you being frozen.
I don't know the best way to address this because I am not a vindictive and petty person. I'm just not.
It's okay to be scared.
My response to it on Twitter was literally because I'm a clown and I thought that it was funny. We've already seen other people say that it was not the most comfortable environment, and I will say this on behalf of Samantha Ware. I'm very proud of her for standing up for herself. I'm very proud of Samantha, and I FaceTimed her and spoke to her. I'm proud of her for standing up to herself. I am proud of her not being fearful and speaking her truth. And if your feeling was, I am not going to allow you to jump on what is happening now when you didn't treat me right. Now, what I will say is, I am not going to say that Leah Michelle is racist. That's not what I'm saying. That was the assumption because of what's going on right now in the world, and it happened toward a Black person.
Right.
I'm not going to say that she's racist. She's also pregnant, and I think,
and we don't, because we're classy around here.
Yeah, I think she's pregnant, and I think that everybody needs to kind of chill. Y'all dragged her for a couple of days.
Yeah, that's so sweet of you.
Yeah, y'all dragged her for a couple of days, but at the same time, in my inbox, there were a lot of Black actors and actresses that were in my inbox telling me their stories, and were letting me know that they have dealt with the same things being on set and terrorized by the white girls that are the leads of the show. Because as we know, a person of color or a Black girl, because those are two different things, but we can talk about that another time.
We're gonna have to come back to that.
I hate when somebody calls me a person of color. I am Black anyway.
Say the B word.
We all know that
capital B.
We all know that a person of color and a Black person is always the sidekick. It's always number 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7 on the call sheet. Very rarely are they number 1 if it is not an all Black cast.
Right.
So the stories I'm reading about how white women are using their privilege and the fact that they are not fireable, something that I was told once on set, after having my own complaint.
Wow.
They know that they're not fireable, and they use that privilege to terrorize, their counterparts.
Nuts. That's nuts.
And these networks don't have to give a fuck.
None.
These networks don't. They don't have to give a shit. These producers, executive producers, blah 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 blah.
The battery that you put in somebody's back when you say to them that they're not fireable.
Yeah.
Are you getting that same note on set? Has anybody ever told you, as talented, and I'm biased, but
yeah,
as talented as you are, I'm not saying it without it being factual, but nobody's ever said to you, Amber, you're not fireable.
Oh no, I felt we were even told we were expendable. Colored, people, the colored girls, Black girls are expendable. So like I'm saying, I am talking about the culture of Hollywood right now. I'm talking about the culture of Hollywood right now and how they treat Black characters, Black men, Black women. I'm talking about the culture. People use their white women. This is why a lot of Black women don't fuck with the Women's March, and this is why they don't fuck with that, because even back in the day, if anybody watched Mrs. America, I'm so glad that they told the truth on that shit. So glad. They only told a little bit of the truth, but but alone they sprinkled
the white women. They sprinkled it in. The white women were really, hi, you're Black. Could you please?
They sprinkled it. They sprinkled it in, and they put a little salt on it.
Oh yeah.
But it was, the women's rights movement is very white, and did not include Black women, and it needs to be. People need to start learning and understanding intersectionality. White feminism is very different. My experience as a Black woman is very different as your experience as a white woman. You have more privilege than I do. A Black trans woman's experience is very different than my experience as a Black woman, because they are Black, they are trans. They are intersectionality. We all deal with something different. And if we aren't speaking and walking in the same way, then we're never going to find freedom. We're never going to get to a place of peace. We're never going to, if we're continuing to only want to fight for ourselves and not recognize, like, I had to check myself. I'm asking my white allies to speak out for Black Lives Matter And some of them are part of the LGBTQ community. And what have I said about their issues? Some of them are trans women. And what have I said about their issues? I was mad. I'm still mad that people aren't. I'm still mad that people aren't talking about Breonna Taylor. I'm still mad.
Listen,
there's a trans woman that just got beat up last night by a bunch of men.
Yeah, Ayana.
And nobody, they're black. Nobody is talking about them.
That's very
so
true.
We all got to call each other on our own bullshit. I don't want what I'm trying to do is help people understand that we need to love and support each other. I'm gonna say this. This is gonna be the end. I don't give a shit about this Lea Michele thing. I really don't give a fuck. I don't want to be asked about it. And I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about everyone else.
I was like, we talked about it.
No. I'm not talking about you. I don't give a shit. People are out here dying, being murdered by police. Trans women are being murdered at the hands of men who are upset about being trans attracted. All
because otherwise, why is it bothering you?
Why does it bother you? Why does their existence bother you? I don't give a shit about this Lea Michele thing. I wish Lea Michele well. I hope that she has an amazing pregnancy. I hope that she has grown and she has that she put out. I didn't read it because I told y'all I don't give a shit about it. That's my hope and my prayer for her. She reached out to me. I responded to her, and that's where it ends for me. I ain't talked to that girl in 2 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I have no hatred or ill will on that end. And I want to make that very clear that my life and what I talk about is not going to be about that. I will shut it down immediately. This is the first and last time I'm going to say something.
Period.
So you got the exclusive.
We love to hear it. Yes.
First and last time. If it ain't about defunding the police, prosecuting killer cops or Black Lives Matter, or my EP that's coming out,
Or your what?
My EP that's coming out. If it's not about those things, I don't care.
Listen, because you're still going to be out here marching. You're still going to be out here doing what you're doing, but you also are an artist. Just a class act. We love to see you, Amber.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your EP before we get out of here.
Okay, well, my EP is coming out very soon. In light of what's happening here in the world and the message that I'm trying to get out, I feel like it is completely tone deaf to start this rollout. I'm trying to do it in the best way possible that will encourage people and inspire people. So the EP is definitely coming. It's done. As of recent, there are people that have wanted to be a part of it that are amazing people and amazing musicians. So some of the songs are being reworked to be even better than they already are. I have a lot of friends that have already heard it, a lot of people in the industry that have already heard it. You will hear my heart and my soul in this EP. Every single song comes from a place of love and or struggle. Everything that I've gone through, everything that I've thought about life and love and relationships, all of that is in the EP. I have a song on there for Black men specifically. We ain't had a love song for Black men since Black Brother, Andrew.
That's the first thing that popped into my head too. Black Brother.
Yes, and I love that song too. But this EP was created to heal and to introduce people to who I actually am. And I'm really excited for everybody to hear it.
Well, I'm excited too, sis. I don't want to ask you to sing on the spot. But...
I can sing something.
We love your voice so much, and I would love to hear just something to comfort our souls.
I'll sing a little bit of something. My manager might get mad. I know she's in here because she be creeping.
Right, where's your honey in your tea?
A little bit of it. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to see what's on the other side. I'm ready to cry and just let it be.
you.
You're welcome.
You little gift. You little angel.
You know I love you. You know that I only spoke to you because I trust you.
Literally. No, we talk like what, every day?
Yes. I trust you. I love you. I love what you do. I love
you too.
You have real journalism and journalistic integrity, and you ask the hard questions, and you make people tell the truth in this industry, and we need more truth tellers like that. So I really appreciate you, and I am a full-on fan.
You better stop, girl. You know I be crying on the gram. Don't do it. Don't bring it out. No, I love you. Thank you for that. Because you do so much, and you're so amazing, and you've been amazing. And I just love that you use yourself and your platform and your space to just perpetuate such a beautiful, powerful image of Black womanhood. And to watch you grow too, girl, like, get out of here. We love you. Thank you for that.
Love you, and thank you so much for that. This was great today. It was my day off. Tomorrow
I know. I was like, if you want to, let me know, because I know how hard it is mentally, physically, emotionally. We are all struggling, but I thank you for just putting yourself out here. I really do.
Yeah. I'll be out in these streets tomorrow, fighting for our freedom.
Please stay safe, sis.
All right, I will. I promise.
Love you, Amber.
Love you. Bye, everybody.